Alright guys, it's the morning of day 21 and right now I'm just doing a little bit of a self shakedown. So I've got a few things that I'm going to get rid of here. I've got a bag of some extra bag hanging line. It's actually slick line that I had to cut when my bag got tied up with someone else's and I couldn't get it down from a tree. So I was carrying it around for a little bit, but I'm going to send that home. I've got some merino wool, a pen, some body glide, which I haven't really needed, a shoelace that was given to me to use for stretching. I have a little bit of a part of a AT guide that I cut out. I just took pictures of it. The pictures are now on my phone. One pair of socks, Darn Tough socks. I'm going to send it home because I've only really been using one pair. I actually was originally using Injinji socks underneath Darn Tough socks, and it worked okay, but then when I switched down to the Injinjis, it seemed to work fine. They seem to work fine on their own. So I'm going to send one pair of Darn Toughs home and keep the other pair that I have. Then I have this little tripod. Actually, I had a part of it break, so I'm going to send that home, which is a little sad, but it's just extra weight at this point. And then I have these shoes. They're actually insoles, but they were made into camp shoes by putting a shoelace through these holes that were punched out. So it's probably maybe 1.5 pounds or so, honestly, when you add it all up. So it's a pretty significant amount of weight. So I'm going to see if I can do without that stuff. But again, you know, this is the kind of stuff that it's just extra weight on my back, and in an effort to try to ease the workload that I'm putting myself through when I'm out there, I'm going to send this stuff home and see if it feels better. And then only time will tell if I feel like I sent some stuff home that I actually needed. But for now, like I said, I'm going to try to hit the trail with a lighter pack and be smarter going forward. So excited to get back out there, but first I'm going to go stuff my face with tons of breakfast food. So excited for that. Cool. Hey guys, so it's day 21, so I'm officially 3 weeks in, checking out at mile 150, gonna go about 9 or 10 miles today. You might be able to tell because of my hat. I don't know if you can see it, you probably can, but it's snowing, woohoo! So that's my first snow, I think real snow out on the trail. It's definitely not freezing out, but it must be cold enough up above that we're getting some of this sprinkled down here. I don't know if it's gonna hold up like this all day, but the good news is I took a 0 and I managed to put back on 5 pounds. It was about a 4-pound difference when I stepped on the scale, but I'm guessing when I ate breakfast this morning I probably deposited another pound in there. So I don't know, I might be a little backed up, but the point is I was able to fork down a lot of food during my most recent stay with Craig and Eileen at Cabin in the Woods off of Stokoa Gap. If you're coming up on mile 150, I would highly recommend, if you're looking to get a nice break before you get to Fontana, which is supposedly, from what I've heard, not the best resupply, definitely stay with them. They were great. They make huge breakfast. It's a very reasonable price. And the accommodation was $25 a night. I guess if you're by yourself, it could potentially be $50, but even then, for what you're getting, even if it's $50 a night, it's great. So anyway, I'm gonna keep trekking here, going uphill like I always am when I'm doing these videos. I've always found too that when you're coming off a 0, it's a bit more of a rude awakening when you get back on the trail. And if you're doing consecutive days, it's like your body is kind of rejecting it again. I'm hoping over time that'll sort of go away. But for now, my feet feel good, my legs feel pretty good, my belly's full. Point is, life is good, and I'm gonna enjoy this. I'll check in with you guys later, see what's happening.
day 22. I'm at about mile 160 and I'll be coming up on Fontana Dam today. Last night was pretty cold, probably around 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and when I woke up this morning, obviously it was still cold, and I was going about breaking everything down, and all of a sudden the cold kind of hit me all at once, and I just kind of lost it and threw myself on my back and like hauled butt up the hill to get here so I could work up some heat. And I'm starting to feel better because I've got some of that heat going. Mind you, every time I take one of these videos, I have to take my glove off my hand, so my right hand is getting a little chilly while I talk to you, but I think today I'm probably gonna stop for a brief resupply at Fontana, which I guess has been kind of like closed down. I've heard rumors that their general store is open, and Gatlinburg is about 50 miles up, and depending on how the terrain is and how I'm feeling in the Smokies, I might try to get there in 4 days, but in case it takes 5, I'm just gonna pick up a few extra food items so I make sure I got plenty of food and snacks. But looks like it should be about a 12-mile day, so I should be ending somewhere around mile 170, maybe just past that, maybe 172. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, Fontana Dam is where the Smokies start. I've got my permit printed, it's in my bag. I'm pretty stoked to get into the Smokies, and I hear they're beautiful. Hopefully the weather holds up to be somewhat decent, but you never know up there. It's where we're most likely to run into the most snow we've seen on the trail so far, because it's up at the highest elevation, well up past 6,000 feet at some points. So anyway, I'm gonna get my glove back on, keep building up some of this heat. But yeah, week 4, pretty crazy already. All right, I'll check in with you guys later. That's Fontana Dam. Made it to Fontana. Guess we've gone probably somewhere around 7 miles, maybe 8 miles so far. I stopped at Fontana Marina, grabbed some snacks, ham and cheese sandwich, some potato chips, sort of rebolstered my my food load, which on the one hand is good because I feel like I got plenty of food for the Smokies, and on the other hand is terrible because my pack weighs more. But I guess that's the conundrum that you're in as a thru hiker, is trying to find that balance between too much and too little. I'm debating between stopping here at Fontana near the shelter, sort of here at the base of the mountain going into the Smokies, or just pushing right into the Smokies. I feel okay, but it's 2,000 feet up and about 7 miles away to get to the campground that I'm considering going to. So that might be a little big league for me at this point. Having said that, dare I say that I think my legs are starting to get stronger. Still not at where they need to be in order to comfortably hike, 12 plus mile days every single day. But, it was a significant downhill in the morning today. There was a little uphill, maybe 800 feet going up, and then about 2,000 feet going down. And to add 2,000 going up at the end of that might be a lot. But we'll see how I'm feeling. So I'm going to make a game time decision. But for now, just going to enjoy this landmark, making it to Fontana, coming into the Smokies. Whew, man, it's crazy. We're at about mile 170 and about 4,000 feet. And there's a tower here. lookout tower, and we're gonna go up there and check out the view. Woo! Man, that's Fontana Dam. Back that away. And it looks like they've got it blocked off in the corner here. Maybe there's a reason for that, maybe not. So you can actually see the wall of the dam. And then I think down from the south somewhere, like where you can see my finger pointing, and that jut out there, I think that's the marina all the way back there. So I came down across the edge of the lake, across the bridge, and up the ridgeline, all the way to get up here. Hey guys, so I made it into the Smokies and up to the first campground. Today was a big day. When I say big day, I mean when I got into camp, my feet were destroyed and my legs felt pretty trashed too. So I might have slightly overdone it. It was probably like a 12 or 13 mile day, which doesn't sound like too much. I mean, it's getting up there for some of the like higher mileage days that I've done. But I think it was a record, a new PR for elevation gain and loss today. Like well over 3,000 feet, maybe 3,500. So anyway, I'm set up here. I nabbed myself a spot at the campground. There's only like 8 of them. So I was kind of stoked that I was able to find an empty campground. And I've got some water boiling. Gonna make some ramen and throw some tuna in there. Should be pretty yummy. And I'm gonna enjoy the sunlight and this relatively warm evening while I still can. And then get curled up for the night and ready for tomorrow. Day 23 tomorrow. Woo. All right, guys. Also real quick, before I chow down, I just wanna show you what I fixed up here. Pretty proud of myself. It is a ramen with chicken flavoring, and then I mixed in some garlic and herb tuna, and actually it looks like I filled it to the top on purpose, but honestly I just took a complete stab in the dark for how much water to put in there. I think it was maybe like 2 cups or just under 2 cups, and then 2 packets of ramen with the flavoring and the tuna, and it filled up right to the top. So I'm pretty excited to chow into this. I'm gonna get into it, but you know, when it comes to food, I would definitely just say, you know, coconut oil, olive oil, those are really important things to bring with you to try to add some calories into whatever it is you're eating, especially if you're like me and you're trying really hard to not lose weight. Even if you are trying to lose the weight though, you don't want to lose weight too fast because I think that can just be unhealthy. And then, you know, as for variety, or, you know, if you only have a certain idea of what you're going to bring out, just keep an eye on what other hikers are eating, and you'll learn pretty quickly, you know, what they're eating that looks good to you, or, you know, something you would never touch. But you just sort of wing it, honestly, and it ends up working out. So yeah, I'm gonna get into this, but now you know, Greg's a master chef when he's out camping, so.